Let's welcome back to the show our friend Geoff Schwartz. Geoff, what's up?
Glad to be here, guys. Thanks for having me in this lineman-friendly chair. I appreciate it.
Why are teams not as aggressive as the Rams? I don't understand. The Rams keep making these trades. They keep building their roster. They entered the offseason with 2 positions of need, right? Pass rusher, cornerback. All pro, and they got Watson in free agency as well for cornerback.
When the matchup was set 2 Sundays ago, right? I think both collectively like Seattle a lot.
Yep.
I bet a -3.5 immediately. I took them on the money line. We have so much time between the end of that game, those games on Sunday, to that Super Bowl. We have 2 full weeks that you start doubting yourself, right?
Correct.
And then people start saying things like, well, the Patriots, like there's some magic about them.
Russell Wilson was a second-team All-Pro one time in his career. That was it. He's not better than Brady, Breeze, Rodgers, Peyton Manning, 13 and 14. When Russell Wilson was starting to start his career, that was the end of Manning's career. He wasn't better than Manning those years. And then the new crop, he's not better than Mahomes. The new crop of quarterbacks coming in, right? At the end of his career. So he's the 6th best quarterback of his time. He's not a Hall of Famer, Mitch. It's not that hard.
I lean Houston this game too, but I can't pick a side to save my life. But I think Houston can grind this one out. I am concerned about Drake May facing this defense, which he wasn't great against the Chargers. I'm concerned about the Patriots' offensive line. It does feel like this game is due for something unforeseen. Like there's going to be a strip sack, a turnover, a ball batted up in the air, a missed field goal.
Reese, who's the other option at 2, can be a pass rusher, right? He's not Micah Parsons, but the idea is he can play off the ball linebacker and then transition obviously to a pass rusher. And maybe in year 3, he turns into more of a primary pass rusher. David Bailey's a pass rusher now. He's that guy immediately. So you don't have to worry about getting Reese ready to play line. Now, Reese will be a great player, don't get me wrong. But Bailey comes in now and immediately becomes a pass rusher. There are things he's got to work on, obviously. But the explosiveness, you can't teach that. His ability to dip and finish, you can't teach that, right? So there are elite traits there that I think make him go 2nd overall. I was doing radio a couple Sundays ago with Bill Krackenberger, our friend, and St. John's, I think, was laying 2.5 or 3 against Kansas. He said the same thing. He's like, I just pay the extra for the money line, right? He's like, I just don't want to, and St. John's won by 2. They didn't cover the number, but they covered the money line, right? They won the game outright. It makes sense sometimes to just pay a little bit extra to ensure that money line victory, because these games with the foul shots and with the fouls at the end, the 3-point, they close 1 or 2 sometimes, and you would hate to lose a wager laying 1.5 in a championship game by 1.5 point. We know when the Bears forced 2+ turnovers are 9-0 this season. When they forced less than that, they were 2-6, and they forced 0 turnovers in that game and still won anyways. And the Packers had a lot to do with just play calling and lack of poor play. So, I think the Rams are just clearly better but they have not played like they're clearly the better team in a lot of games this season. That's what worries me about some sort of Bears comeback. Not playing Harper in the 4th quarter. Yeah, he played. I guess he was there. He didn't touch the ball for 7 minutes. So he's there physically on the court, but not giving him the ball when he was clearly the best guard in this game, right? He was clearly the best guard in this game. And to not emphasize, Fox, don't touch the ball anymore. Give it to Harper, right? Fox touched the ball 44 times in the second half. Only 5 of those times did the ball end up in the paint. Hey, Spurs, guys, stop shooting threes. We're not making them anymore. Go in the paint. They were in the bonus with about 7 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Drive to the hole. My 3-pointer is that first quarter under 7.5.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's only scored the first quarter once in 6 Super Bowls, something like that. Tom Brady's going to score the first. Patrick Mahomes only scored the first quarter. It's hard early in games to score in the first quarter. Now you have teams that are brand new to this.
Yeah.
Right? They are brand new to this. And now all of a sudden you're asking them to score early against these defenses.
Off the top of my head, 44-32 Tampa Bay, right? 39-34 Cincinnati, and 35-31. They have to win that one way because their defense is atrocious. Now, they can do it. You're absolutely right. Josh Allen's incredible, but also it is a lot of Josh Allen hero ball. And in the postseason, that tends to be a little tougher for them to do. Now, again, the Chiefs are out of it, which certainly helps them just psyche-wise. Seattle's offense has been able to run the ball better lately. They have good weapons. Even in the game they played a couple weeks ago, Darnold wasn't great, but he still played better than the 13 points they scored. On the other side, Kittle being out, how many of these injuries can you have and be good on offense? And I think this game is 24-10, 31-10. I don't think the Niners can score. I give them so much credit for what they've done this season, but this feels like the end of the line
for this version of this injured Niners team. Black and white rule. You have broken this rule. You're not allowed to gamble on your team while you're playing for that team. It's a rule that makes a lot of logical sense, and we'll talk about more about why that is in a few minutes. And they sued. And the grounds of the lawsuit was that Brendan Sorsby, who did go to gambling addiction rehab, was that the NCAA did not consider his mental health as a mitigating factor in determining whether or not they should suspend him. This is opening up the door for players to gamble on their own team. It's also opening the door, unfortunately, I think, for people in the sport to use mental health, as an excuse for bad behavior. Tom Brady in 2020 had a home game round 1, right? And then they went on the road 2 straight weeks to get to where they needed to go, but they won the division that year. So the wild card teams just have not won the 3 road games in a row in a long time to get to the Super Bowl.
This full heel turn on the Chiefs, your favorite team, is awesome.
It's not a heel turn. I just feel like I'm honest about it. I told you guys last week.
You were.
I came on here and said last week they weren't going to win. I took the Chargers plus 5.5.